there's some crazy fine tuning she does. Hey guys, philzero here. So first, weekly merch giveaway winner, congrats! And if you want in on these draws, follow me on Instagram and DM me philzerosucks, along with your shirt size. So, Nightwish, Ghost Love Score. So this is by far the most requested song since I started this channel, and it's not even close. And I meant to check this out sooner, but then I fell into the warning rabbit hole, and I just never got around to checking this out yet. And usually I try not to read too much into song requests because I want the song to be like a complete surprise. I think it's more fun that way, especially when I'm not like familiar with the band. But this time, just because there were so many requests for this song, like I couldn't help but pick out a few tidbits just from skimming through all the messages. I think I saw a comment that said this might not be my usual type of music. I saw opera voice mentioned a few times, which actually sounds cool to me. So a bit of history here, but I was actually trained under a vocal technique called speech level singing, it's derived from bel canto, or what most people would consider that opera voice. But the fundamental principles of modern singing all kind of stem from those techniques. And I think those of you who have been around the channel for a while, you guys know that I was doing a lot of like metalcore and punk rock stuff. But the foundation of my vocal training actually came from those classical techniques. And even though that might not be my usual type of music, like I can still appreciate and learn from music in any genre. So yeah, I'm excited to check this out. Okay, here we go. Wait. Was that girl pregnant and crowd surfing? Oh wait, she's just holding a sweater or something. Sorry, got distracted. Okay, let's go back. Oh, this is epic sounding. That timing is cool. Okay, this seems like a decent spot to break. Jeez, she has a beautiful voice. Where is she? So right away, you can tell she's highly trained in classical technique. And apart from that opera sound, there's some little tells that she's very, how can I say this? She's very particular and intentional with all the little nuances and how she sings. Like at the start of the song, she started off very light. And then as the song went on, she started leaning more and more into that full sound. And she pulls out all these colors and textures out of her voice by controlling how much air she's using and the shape of her mouth and the vowel. Like that part. See how she shows her teeth here and her mouth is open wider? Like, she's not just doing this to look happy and smiley, which she probably is, but this shape makes the sound brighter. And brighter and darker just means like, okay, what were the words? So if I exaggerate it, oceans away, that would be brighter. Oceans away. And that would be darker. Away, away, ow. God, that's so annoying. So that's of course exaggerated, but you can hear the difference, right? Like it's the same notes, but just by changing the mouth shape, that changes the color and texture of the sound. And if it were any other singer, I might just think that that's how they naturally sing, or that's like their organic developed style. But because she's already playing with all these vocal dynamics, like I know that she's controlling all these little nuances very intentionally to match the feeling of where the song's at. Like she's definitely not just sending it and praying that it sounds good. Like she's in full control. Okay, one more time. So she's going a bit darker here. Back to bright. So she's singing it way darker than the first time. So we're only a quarter of the way in, and she's already giving us all these different voices. Like the second time that section repeated, she sang it way darker and thicker than the first time, which was a lot brighter and lighter. She's doing a lot of subtle singer tricks, and these are some powerhouse vocals. I think that goes without saying. Okay, let's keep it going. pulls back on the volume with a little vibrato at the end.
Siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my longing. Still I write my songs about the dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. The child will be born again, that siren carried him to me. First of them true loves, sitting on the shoulder of an angel without care for love alone.
So that was like a more modern, kind of soulful pop voice. Like, she just has crazy control over her entire voice to be able to switch back and forth so quickly like that. This concert's like a whole experience. You love to see it. Okay. Whoa! She went from like a modern pop voice to like a more growly voice. Okay. Oh, this is epic. that intro timing again. Go off! Wow! I mean, she's clearly a beast on vocals, and I know I'm stating the obvious here, and I feel like I've said this like a million times already, but my singer brain is freaking out. So I talked about her crazy control and how she can kind of jump back and forth between styles, like so seamlessly. But not only that, she's so dialed in that she doesn't just jump from voice to voice, she can actually adjust, like, the varying degrees of the voice that she wants to output. Like, there's some crazy fine tuning she does, like at this part. So like a really light pop voice here. Darkening. And she's leaning more into operatic. And she's leaning into it more and more, kind of like she's turning a knob. And then of course this part. Jeez. So going from like a more airy head voice into that full belt is very, very hard. You need to be so dialed in to pull this off, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I don't care. So that smooth, narrow voice and that full, wider belt that she does, they're only separated by 2 notes. But being able to jump from one voice to the next like that, that takes a lot of, oh, this is gonna sound so pretentious, but it takes a lot of introspection. Oh, how do I explain this in a less douchey way? So when you're singing in one voice, your mind and your muscles, they're kind of tuned to continue singing that way. But when you jump into another voice immediately like that, you have to be so confident in your control that you don't pull techniques from the old voice into the new voice because the techniques are completely different. Does that make sense? So imagine you're swimming, right? Like you're just going along, the flow's good, your mind and body are tuned to swimming, but then it's like immediately you jump out of the pool and you get right into a boxing match. So even if you can do both and you know how to do both, you still need that little moment in between to adjust your mind and your body, right? Because her voice switches are like seamless. This kind of makes me think of some metalcore singers who can not only jump back and forth between screaming and singing, but some of them can jump back and forth like within a single vocal line on like every other word.
It's ourselves that we will betray.
And a lot of the time what happens with singers, like myself included, is when you start dabbling in all these different styles, all the different techniques you've learned kind of mush together. Like all the habits and sounds and techniques all kind of cross and bleed over into each other, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's just kind of how we develop our individual, unique singing voices. But I just think it's so cool when singers like this still have access to all the different registers and voices, but in a very pure and complete way. Like when you have full access to your voice and all these different sounds without them kind of bleeding through, and you're able to even control like the varying degrees between each of them, that's a very unique and remarkable thing. Like not a lot of people can do that. And I would venture a guess, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I have an inkling that she might be compared to Amy Lee of Evanescence a lot, which I don't think is fair, but I don't know. I think people just like to make comparisons. Amy's great, don't get me wrong, but Amy's style of singing kind of stays in like that rounder, operatic, almost slightly pop voice. Which is cool, like that's her signature sound. But the Nightwish singer? Oh, I should probably learn her name. Floor Jansen. Oh, I've heard her name before. Is she Dutch? Kinda sounds Dutch. I studied Dutch for a bit. Oh, they're Finnish. But Floor, just in this one song, like, Floor shows how she can kind of fly around in all these different voices of brighter and darker and classical and modern, but she still makes it all sound cohesive. Like, listen to this part. Ooh. Like, she's sounding like Beyonce here. And then she goes into this. And then into this. So Floor's vocal switches, they don't feel so abrupt like in metalcore or whatever. I mean, the abruptness in metalcore, it's kind of on purpose for effect, but whatever. The way Floor does it, it's just very unique and special. Okay. Oh, that was cool. I'm so happy I finally got to check this out. And is this a music I normally listen to? No, not really, but I actually really like it, and I always enjoy checking out talent in any genre. So if you have any suggestions for stuff I should check out, whether it's from Nightwish or any other band, let me know in the comments. So if you like this kind of video, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.